Hey, what is up, everybody? This is the Great Puckatini, and what I got for tonight is I'm going to do a video breakdown here of Sutton Smith. Now, Sutton is a running back, and he is transferring to Arkansas. He's already transferred to Arkansas from the University of Memphis, where he played for, I believe, 4 seasons, and played for Coach Silverfield and I believe Cramsey too. I don't know if all 4 seasons with Cramsey. I think he did, but I could be wrong about that. But this young man here brings speed to our offense, and that's what you need. It's hard in the SEC to just have 10 and 12 play drives. You got to have big plays, and that's what Sutton Smith brings to us. And he's really kind of like a Swiss Army knife. He does a lot of things really well. So let's check him out and see what we're getting exactly from Sutton Smith. Now, first off, when I break down players coming to Arkansas in the SEC, I compare them to the NFL prototype size and speed, because when you play in the SEC, you're playing against future NFL players. Now, Sutton Smith is 5'9", 193, and runs a 4.4 340. Really good speed. Now, you compare that to the NFL prototype for a running back. The NFL prototype for running back is 5'11", 220, and they run a 4.47. So you see here, pros here is that Sutton is faster and he has a lower center of gravity. And that's important because, I remember Emmitt Smith was 5'9", 209. You always heard players say it was hard to hit him. He was little, and he could kind of squeeze through places. He could miss the big hits. And that's kind of the way Sutton is there. I'm not comparing him to Emmitt Smith. They're different players, of course. But at 5'9", he's a little bit smaller. It's hard to hit him, hard to tackle him. The concern here is his size, just for pass blocking, really. Bill Parcells, who really came up with a lot of these prototype sizes and speeds, and he said, the running back position is one where they can be very different, can come in all shapes and sizes and be very good, very efficient. Because, think about him, he had a little bitty Joe Morris, and then he had O.J. Anderson. And he won, I think, Super Bowls, both of them, maybe. Or they might have been on the same team. I can't remember, but both two. Morris is a little running back, and Anderson's a big power back. So running backs can come in all shapes and sizes and be very, very good. Think of Emmitt Smith, like I say, 5'9", 209. He led the NFL in rushing, the all-time rushing leader for a while. So, the thing with Sutton there, you worry about his size a little bit for pass blocking. But, what a lot of teams do and what they probably do with him is have him run routes out of the backfield instead of standing there and taking on a linebacker. Because what a lot of teams do, they'll put the linebacker and put him man-to-man on the running back. So if the running back stays, the linebacker's coming, he's blitzing. Or he's rushing, not really blitz, he's rushing. But now if the running back runs a route, that linebacker stays with him, goes and covers him. So, I know when I was coaching, it got to where I was my last year or two, that a lot of coaches were doing that. Instead of asking their running backs to stay in and block, they were sending them out on routes. And that's a great idea. That's what Sutton will need to do if he's in there, because you don't want him going up against 230-pound linebackers that are blitzing and stuff like that. So, but anyway, I think 5'9", 193 is pretty good size. 193 is pretty good. If he was down around 170 in there, that'd be kind of too little. But 190 is pretty good. It's definitely not prototype, but we're not in the NFL just yet. But anyway, all right, so let's keep moving here. Now, production. He had this past season, Sutton had 102 carries for 675 yards. That's a 6.6 yard per carry, and that's really super good, because I know when I was in college, our offensive coordinator always said 3.5 yards. You got to average 3.5 yards every run play, of course. And so he's way over that. That's really good. He also scored 7 touchdowns. And what was really astonishing to me, and I hope I read this correct, but on PFF, they actually said that he had 328 yards after contact. So of that 675, really half of it came after contact. So, that's really good. He can break tackles. First guy don't always get him down. That's very important, because a lot of times you can't have, there's going to be 1 or 2 unblocked. He's got to be able to make 1 or 2 miss to get a big play. And in the video I'm going to show you, unluckily, it was against us last year, where he did make a guy miss, kind of stiff-armed and pushed him off, and then he took it to the house. Big long run, touchdown run against us. But anyway, so very little guy, but he's strong, compact. Now he's explosive. Also on PFF, I saw he had 16 runs of 10+ yards, and that's really good. And then even better, that 50% of his runs were for 15 or more yards. I mean, really, really, he's super explosive. He is definitely a home run hitter, and that's what you need in the SEC, because it is hard to have these 10, 11 play drives. It's almost impossible. That's why I say defenses just need to bend but don't break. Eventually that offense maybe fumble, drop a pass, get a penalty, and then you can stop them. But anyway, a lot of defenses in college football are very aggressive. But anyway, all right, receiving. He's a good receiver out of the backfield. He had 19 catches for 104 yards, and he had a 64 PFF receiving grade. So very good there. 64, like I said, is kind of that number you want to be above on everything. And so really good receiver out of the backfield. And that's some way that he can really help us there too, throwing it to him. Now, also a really good special teams player, man. He is a very good returner. Kick returning, he averaged 30.4 yards per return last year. Is really good. So that means he's getting you out past the 30. He did return a 99-yard touchdown, and he had a 64 grade as a kickoff returner. So really good grade there. Punt return, he had averaged about 8.3 yards per return, which is pretty good. You really like him to be about 10 yards per return, because you kind of think that's like a first down, pick up 10 yards. But he's pretty close, 8.3, and he actually had a 79 grade on punt returning, better than his kickoff return grade. So anyway, he's really good. You can see he's an elite punt returner probably in that area, and then he was a really good kick return guy too. So really good special teamer. And special teams are so important. I've talked about it on these player videos I do. I don't think Indiana wins the national championship if they don't get that blocked punt, because they just could not stop Miami in the second half. But boy, that was huge when they blocked that punt and picked it up in the end zone, scored a touchdown off of it. So that was huge, huge. So special teams are so very important, and so Sutton will definitely help us on the kick return and punt return. Now here are all of his PFF grades. He had a 74 offensive grade, very good. 75 run game grade, man, that's great. 81 fumble, wonderful, wonderful grade. 64 receiving, very good. Now it's pass blocking 48. That's like I'm saying, don't ask him to pass block. If he's in there and you're passing the ball, have him run a route. Nothing, a little swing route or an angle route, or just run 5 yards, turn around. Something to where he can take up one of those linebackers that may want to rush. Don't leave him in there blocking. 64 kick return grade, and then a 79 punt return grade. So really good grades there. Every one of them are really good except for the pass block grade. So you see this guy has a lot of experience, played a lot of football, and played very well. This is what you want to get out of the transfer portal right here. See all this production and good grades. Man, that's what you want. And Sutton Smith was a really big get for Arkansas, especially it was a position of need. And I'm going to talk about that here in a minute. But anyway, really good grades here. Now, here are his strengths when I watch him on film. I see speed. I see burst. I see big playability. That's something you need. Very good vision, He's a return man. If he's a return man, he's got good vision. He can see the whole field. He's an open field threat to take it to the house every time he touches it, and that is so very important. Great return ability. He has good hands and catch the ball. Plus, he's your punt return guy. He's got to have good hands. I mean, you don't put anybody back there that can't catch. He's elusive and hard to tackle because of his size. At 5'9", it's hard for those big linebackers and 6'3", 6'2" safeties trying to hit him. He uses his size to not take big hits. He's like a Swiss Army knife. He can help you in the run game. He can catch passes out of the backfield. He's a kick return, punt return. Man, he can help you in so many ways. This was a great pickup because of all the things he can do, and he gets a lot of yards after contact. I told you almost half of his rushing yards came after he was contacted, after probably the first guy hit him or touched him, something there. So really good at that. You got to break some tackles. Usually on every running play, you always say running back, you got to beat one. We don't have 11 guys blocking. We probably only have about 9, because the quarterback and you're the ball carrier, are not going to be blocking anybody. So you're going to be responsible for one that you're going to have to beat. And it may be right at the line of scrimmage or it may be down the field, but you're going to have to beat one of their guys at least that's going to be unblocked. Now, why did Arkansas take him? I've already talked about this. They only returned 2 running backs. They returned Cam Settles and Braylon Russell, who I heard Silverfield today talking. Really he said Cam Settles has really had a good spring football camp, and Braylon has slimmed down and looking good. So, they only had you got to have more than 2 running backs. You need 5 or 6 of them. And, so Sutton definitely is a good pickup there for that. He's explosive. I've talked about that already. Special teams impact, returning kicks and punts. And plus, he's experienced in Coach Cramsey's offense. I heard Coach Silverfield say he's kind of like a teacher on the field, or a coach who's helping teach the other running backs the offense and everything, helping out with them. So really good pickup here. It was just a no-brainer not to get him if you can. And like I said again, why do we take him? Because he's a Swiss Army knife. He does a lot of things very well. Now, his projection, running back 1 or 2, he's a change of pace with Russell. Russell has good speed too, but he's more of a bigger, stronger back. Whereas Sutton is definitely more of a speed back, return specialist, kickoffs and punts, and I think he'll definitely be in the running back rotation. I think he may be in the top 2. Really good pickup here. Really big play guy here, Sutton Smith. Really excited about him. Now, final take is that, he's a home run hitter, and that's what we need at Arkansas. We need to make big plays. We can't rely on long drives. He has game-changing speed, and he'll be returning those kicks and punts and hopefully getting us big plays out of there too. So I see a home run hitter, man. This guy, and he hit a lot of yards after contact. He's very hard to get down. Really good speed. Better than NFL prototype speed for a running back. So he's really gifted, and I think Arkansas is really going to use him well. We're really lucky to get him. Now, so that's my last of my PowerPoint. I do have one clip over here I want to show you, and it is right here, and unfortunately, it's against us, and I think Arkansas really got ripped off this game. And really, I think if we would have won this game, Ryan Silverfield wouldn't be our coach. We still have Coach Pittman. But anyway, things happened. Now, here, and you see right now Arkansas's up 31-26, fourth quarter, 5 minutes left. But right here, defense kind of fell apart. But anyway, here's Sutton Smith. He's going to get the handoff kind of up in here, and he gets hit. I think he tries to cut it back. I remember we used to run this in the spread. You take it this way, and then you cut it back. And we have a linebacker, maybe one of these guys here, comes through and makes contact with him right here, and Sutton's able to kind of push him off, and then he takes this sucker to the house. I guess this is what a 60-something yard touchdown run, I guess, from what I remember. Hopefully I'm remembering correctly, but anyway, I wish I wasn't. But anyway, he takes it this way, and he cuts it back, and he takes this sucker to the house, I believe, if this is the right play I'm thinking of. And I believe that's it. But anyway, let's check it out here, and let's look at it and see what we get. So here he is getting it, and then right here he gets hit, gets that guy off of him. And then watch him here, ran right by Steven Dix, and ain't nobody even coming close to him. Boy, he just takes off. Really good play there by Sutton Smith. That was number 10, our linebacker there, who really struggled all year. I can't think of his name. Sorry, man, I'm bad with names. I apologize, but it was Sorry, and he had him, and Sutton's just able to push him off, and then he took that joker to the house, And that's what we need at Arkansas. We need some 65-yard touchdown runs and stuff like that. And, boy, Sutton, he can bring it. I mean, like you saw right there, man, this guy is explosive. He can take it to the house anywhere on the field. 99-yard kickoff return last year for a touchdown. He averaged 30, getting them out to, so if he's averaging 30 yards per kickoff return, he's getting them out past the 30 every time he's able to touch it on kick return. So, you have to excuse me, it's late when I'm making this. I'm getting sleepy, but anyway, really excited about Sutton Smith. When you always get a new coach, you hope he can bring some of those players with him, and Sutton Smith would definitely be one of them that you'd want to pick to have him bring to Arkansas, man. And he's explosive, and I'm ready to see him break some big ones for us. He's played college football, I think, for 4 years already. I think this is his 5th year. I could be wrong on that, but I believe that's true. So just excited him seeing that Arkansas Razorback uniform and seeing big plays out of him. So anyway, that's all I got on this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button, and then please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and then click that notification bell so you get you get a notification whenever I make a new video. I've been trying to make a new video every day and breaking down all the transfer portal guys. Right now I got a few left. So, man, and I like what I'm seeing. I think Coach Silverfield and his staff's done a really good job of bringing in some really good athletes here, good football players, and I'm excited to watch them play. And excited to watch the spring game and see who steps up. But, yeah, just ready to watch them play here, man. Really excited about it. And Sutton Smith, definitely, I want to see him in that Razorback uniform making 65-yard runs like he just did here. But anyway, that's all I got, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks for spending time with me. I certainly do appreciate it. And I hope you have a great day or a great evening whenever you're watching this. And hope you enjoyed it. And leave me a comment. Let's say something. What do you think about Sutton Smith? I'm super excited, man. I see an explosive player that make a lot of big plays for us this next year, that I hope anyway. So anyway, that's all I got. And as always, go Hogs.